It's been 1 month since the incredible damage Hurricane Dorian wreaked across the Bahamas. Estimates are Dorian caused as much as $3 billion in damage. But the public may not realize that while two islands in the northern part of the country suffered unspeakable devastation, other parts of the Caribbean paradise are open for business. And to hear more about this, we'd like to introduce you now to the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, Minister of Tourism and Aviation for the islands of the Bahamas. Minister, thank you so much for being with us today. Let's dive right in and get the latest update on recovery efforts.
Clyde, thank you so much for having me on your show today. Yes, Hurricane Dorian, everybody has heard, wreaked untold damage on two of our northernmost islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama. But the Bahamas spans about 600 miles from the north to the south. And we have divided the country into 16 different destinations. And so the message that we'd like to get out is that two of our destinations have been impacted by the storm, and relief and recovery efforts are continuing in those islands. But the most important message is that 14 of our 16 destinations have not received any damage, have not been impacted by the storm, and are very much open for business. And so while you've heard all the reports about the Bahamas being devastated, what we've come to learn is that much of it has not. And that is why I'm here today speaking to your listeners, your viewers, to let them know that the Bahamas is very much still open for business.
So from what you just said comes the natural question in terms of how people here can help the recovery in the Bahamas.
So the best way that you can help us to recover is to visit, is to continue with your vacation plans to come to the Bahamas. As you go online and search for a Caribbean holiday, we'd like you to consider the Bahamas as you have always done. We rather jealously say that if you want to visit the Caribbean, the best place to come to is the Bahamas, because we have so many islands and so many different venues and so many different experiences that you can have when you come to our country. Most people come to Nassau and Paradise Island, completely unimpacted by the storm, and then you go down the rest of the chain of islands, which are wonderful and boutiquey and much less crowded. So we really want you to help us by visiting. If we're going to help our brothers and sisters in Abaco and Grand Bahama, the best way you can do that is to visit our country. Tourism, of course, is incredibly economically impactful here. It employs 60% of our workers and generates over 60% of our GDP. So it's very important that people continue to consider, despite all that negative press out there, that the Bahamas is a place that they can visit, very much open for business.
Minister de Aguilar, we have just a very few seconds left, but I do want to just get a list of some of the other places that are names that people might recognize that have been untouched.
So there's Nassau and Paradise Island, there's Eleuthera, of course there's the Swimming Pigs in Exuma, there's Long Island, Cat Island, Andros, and as you go down the rest of the chain, all of those islands are open for business as well. So many options. Many opportunities to experience our crystal clear waters, our wonderful beaches, and of course, our warm and friendly people.
Well, that's good information to hear. Very briefly, if people want to know more, get more information, where can they go?
So the best place to go is www.bahamas.com. Very easy to remember. And there you will see all of the different islands that are open, all of the different places you can stay, all of the different excursions that you can experience. So that is the best place to start your search.
I think I'm going to be on that website coming up here very shortly after this show ends. Minister Dionisio de Aguilar of the Bahamas, thank you so much for being with us.
Clyde, thank you for having me today.